Hello and welcome to the very first ABA MX Draft 2020. We're making history tonight. I'm your host, Courtney Perna with Global Sports Streaming, coming to you from Las Vegas. Now, we all know this global pandemic has created a strange new normal for all of us. The ABA is no exception. The season was supposed to start last May with the draft happening in March, so I know we're all eager to finally hit the hardwood again in October for the very first game. In the draft, well, that happens right now.
I have been requested by many to tell just how I knocked out so many of my opponents.
He was the first available superstar.
Ash's Marcellus Clay was going to be Muhammad Ali.
I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
I'm the biggest in the sport, the biggest draw in the sport. Highest gross in one night. You know, 2 fights, 250 million. You tell me who else gross revenue like that.
These companies have no idea what's coming. Global Sports Streaming will be the #1 broadcasting sports company in the world.
Like most sports leagues, the ABA MX has worked tirelessly to get back to work delivering basketball to all of us sports fans, and it starts today with our 2020 draft. Now, what is draft day really? Well, it's the start, or in some cases, a continuation of an athlete's professional journey. On this day, the rookies are one step closer to realizing their dreams of playing professional basketball. Players like Missouri State standout JERMAINE MALLET. In his last year playing for the Bears, he was one of the nation's top free throw shooters. And tonight, the 6'3" guard expected to go early in the draft and be a leader on his new team. And of course, ABA MX is truly an international league with 22 years young player Paul Soriano coming off a pro stint in the Philippines and bringing his attack style of basketball to the league. When will he be picked? Let's find out. We are ready to get the ABA MX 2020 draft underway. With the very first pick going to Tecate is Anthony Thomas. He's no stranger to ABA ball. In fact, it wasn't uncommon for Anthony Thomas to score more than 30 points a game as a member of the River Region Generals. But don't sleep on the other side of the court. The 6'3", 175-pound combo guard, originally from Alabama, can also play D. And Mr. #1 pick, Anthony Thomas, is joining me now. Sir, I heard a woo when we first announced your name. How does it feel?
It feels good. It's a wonderful feeling. Still kind of in disbelief, but it's a good feeling.
That's right. You grew up in Alabama, correct? Is that where you are now?
Yes, ma'am. Montgomery, Alabama.
All right. Now you're on your way to Tecate. So is your family looking forward to some Mexican vacations to come watch your games?
Oh, yes, ma'am. They ready.
Now, let's talk about you as a
They are
player.
ready.
So your stats are great, but you're also known for being a true team player. How does that factor into your game?
It makes it easy for my teammates or the people who I play with, work out with me more. For as, being able to help me interact with them and get on the same page. So it's important to be a versatile player.
That's
It's a
right.
big skill. It's a big skill to pick up on. So that's a very important thing to have as a player.
Especially when you're at the level you are. You want to stand out, of course, as a singular player to get picked up by teams like Tecate. But, of course, once you make that team, you want to be that team player that I know that you are. So we're all dealing with COVID-19 still. Have you been able to work out, keep working on your game? How has it been for you the last few months?
It's been good for me. When the gyms closed down, I got a court at home, so I can get my work in and work on my craft at home daily. So I haven't had a problem working out. So the gym just opened back up about, I'll say, a month ago. So I've been at the gym a lot lately since the gyms are open.
All right. Well, we are so excited to see you take the floor with Tecate. Anything you want to say to your new teammates?
I'm excited to meet everybody. I can't wait to interact with y'all. Let's get to work.
All right, Anthony Thomas, our #1 pick for the very first ABA MX Draft 2020. Sir, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
And the second overall pick going to Los Tucanes is ROLAND Pedroza. He's played professional ball out of Chihuahua and Sinaloa, Mexico. Now he's the first choice for Los Tucanes. A mix of point and shooting guard, the 26-year-old hailing from Tucson, Arizona, can hit from pretty much anywhere on the court and then turn around and D up the best player on the other team. He is joining us now. He is 6'5", 195 pounds, ROLAND Pedroza. Sir, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And welcome to life as a Tucane.
Oh man, feels great. I'm just grateful for the opportunity to be able to go in there and help the team win games.
That's right. You were the very first pick for this team out of Cabo San Lucas. Have you been to Cabo yet on vacay, or are you just excited to check it out?
Really excited. I've heard a lot of good things about it. Never been there, but really excited to go out there and experience it.
And obviously, this is the very first year. This is the inaugural year, the inaugural draft for ABA MX. What does it mean to you to be such a big part of it?
Oh man, it means a lot because I worked hard to get to this point, and I think I'm ready to experience it too. So it's an awesome experience.
Now, we mentioned earlier you're no stranger to playing pro ball in Mexico, but I know that one of the big missions for ABA MX is community involvement. So how do you plan on getting involved with especially the kids in the area there?
Honestly, whatever way I can. I'm honestly ready to go out there and do whatever I can to help the community out in almost any way I can, honestly. I'm ready. I'm excited about it. Ready to go get involved with the kids, whether it's basketball camps, anything.
All right, and we mentioned that you can pretty much hit from anywhere on the court, but you're also really good at defense. Being a balanced player, probably one of the factors that went into choosing you second overall. Do you agree?
Yes. I've had a lot of people help me along the way, so a lot of people know how hard I've worked, and I'm really just ready to go out there and show it, and really ready to just reinvent myself.
All right, we are so excited to see you on the hardwood, and of course, I bet you are itching to get out there. How have you been able to work out and stay in shape during COVID-19?
Can't lie, it's been pretty tough, but I've been able to do it. I have weights at my house. I have actually a couple basketball hoops right back out here, so it hasn't been too bad, but it's actually been an experience in itself, you know, just trying to stay ready when all the gyms are closed. They actually just closed them down again, but it's been okay.
All right, well, you stay ready. We are so excited for you. Congratulations again, ROLAND. Take care.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Have a good one.
All right, how about we jump right into round two, going to Tecate as the number 3 overall pick, JERMAINE MALLET. We told you a little bit about him at the beginning of the show. He's a versatile guard who will not only create opportunities for himself, but also for his teammates. The 6'3", 205-pounder was a standout at Missouri State. Let's hope that continues in Tecate. All right, moving right along, the number 4 overall pick going to Tucanes is Chris Collins. From Heartland, USA at Barclay College to Cabo San Lucas as a Tucane. Chris Collins, he's known as a slasher. He'll get to that basket one way or another. The 6'5", 28-year-old can play guard. He can also play forward. And now he's playing in the ABA MX. Please welcome Chris Collins. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all for having me. Thank you.
I mean, Cabo San Lucas, pretty nice place to be going. A lot of people just vacation there. What are you most looking forward to?
Honestly, I'm just looking forward to playing. I know it's just been crazy times for everybody in the world, and I would like to see some normalcy. And I know getting back to sports and in general, not just basketball, is gonna be good for the people and good for the morale. So I'm just excited to just be a part of that, just to be a slight distraction and some entertainment to the world is fun for me. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, it sounds like COVID has affected your viewing as a fan, but how has it affected your basketball and trying to stay in shape?
You know, it's been crazy. It's like, you know, for real hoop heads, you know, us getting kicked out of gyms, like, you know, random hours and stuff, it kind of happens, you know, you're just used to the culture. But, you know, when it lasts for months, it's kind of like, all right, something's got to give eventually. But, you know, it's been pretty it's been pretty difficult. I've been getting in, a couple places, getting workouts in weekly, just kind of doing what I have to do, working out in the outside courts, doing a lot of conditioning and stuff, a lot of weight training and everything, just kind of doing the outside the norm stuff, because I say it's outside the norm time. So just trying to do stuff that, just work on my explosiveness, my conditioning, my cardio, my skill work all at once. So just trying, like I say, just to keep myself on my toes and not make any excuses, So, exactly, always ready.
When I was reading your stats there, I mentioned you're not afraid to drive to the basket, but you can also play defense. So talk to me about the importance of being a balanced player.
That was a crazy thing to me, being a balanced player. I mean, you got to play offense and defense in basketball. It's not like baseball where you can be a DH and all you got to do is just come in and hit. You got to have.
And that would be nice sometimes, I think, but.
Exactly, it'd be great. If I didn't have to guard anybody, I could just stand in half court. watch my guys. Play 4-on-5. But it doesn't work that way. So you got to be able to guard somebody, because if you can sit here and give up 30 a night, but you're getting 30 a night, that's a wash. So that's what I was raised on. My parents used to always tell me, Chris, if you're gonna play, you got to play defense. You can't let your man have 40 and you have 40. There's no point in you guys being out there. So
that's a draw you want to win for sure. Now, how do you feel about playing in a foreign country? I know you grew up in California, went to Barclay College, which is kind of heartland USA there. What about playing now in a foreign country?
I'm down for it. I've been in hostile environments, in places where people don't like you and call you names here in America and stuff. So I think, playing in a different culture and seeing how different fans interact and you see overseas basketball and overseas soccer and overseas sports, how people are passionate, for sports and games outside of America. It's something that's going to be a nice little taste and switch up, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right, well, we are so happy for you. Congratulations. And wherever you're driving to or as a passenger to right now, be safe.
Definitely.
Thanks,
Thank
Chris.
you. I appreciate it. Y'all take care, all right? Thanks for having me.
All right, the first 2 rounds are in the books, but we still have a lot of great players waiting for their name to be called. Round 3 of the ABA MX 2020 draft is coming up. Plus, we'll hear from ABA Vice President Al Smith. Stick around.
People just don't know what we go through. All the time away from family, hours of road work, fighting through the pain of training. People just don't understand how tough this life is. People ask me then, why do it? Simple. I want to be the best in boxing. Follow Best in Boxing on YouTube, where the future stars of boxing fight.
Welcome back to the inaugural draft for the ABA MX, a new expansion team from American Basketball Association, which of course was rebooted back in 1999. All of us basketball fans so excited about that. Here to tell us a little more, we've got Al Smith. He is ABA Vice President. Sir, thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for hanging out on this Zoom call here.
I appreciate it, Courtney. Thanks for having me.
So let's just dive back in here. I mean, for the last 20 years or so, what has ABA been doing? Because I know, like I said, at stateside, it was rebooted in 1999.
I mean, as far as what we've been doing, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. There's a little bit of a delay, but we can hear you.
Did you pause it? So for the most part, I mean, the ABA has been business as usual. There's been a few struggles that we've gone through, some growing pains, but we're back on track. We've got a real good momentum going behind us in order to build. West Coast, or the Pacific Division, is the division that I'm directly in charge of. So that division has grown substantially. What we're looking at now is inviting you guys all into the ABA family with ABA MX.
Gotcha. And guys, if you're on the Zoom call, will you mute yourself so that way we can hear Al a little bit better? That would be awesome. Now, tell me a little bit about the different rules in the ABA than what some maybe NBA player or fans would be accustomed to, because it sounds like with what you guys are doing, it makes it faster, more entertaining, and I can't wait to see it on the hardwood.
Absolutely. I mean, a couple of rules that we've got that are different from ABA play is We have the 3D rule. There's a 7-second backcourt rule. 7-second backcourt actually triggers the 3D rule. Okay. The 7 seconds. If you don't get the ball across half court in 7 seconds, the game goes into 3D mode. It goes into 3D mode. The team that scores the next basket will get an extra point added onto their score. So
I love that.
they make a layup. It's a 3-point basket. If they make a 3-pointer, it's a 4-point basket. If they make a layup and get fouled, they get 3 points for the layup and they get a chance to shoot a foul shot.
And there's 4-point shots I hear too. I love that.
There's a 4-point from behind the half court. I had a player that actually made one of those shots last season.
That's fantastic.
And that's an automatic 4-pointer no matter what stage the game is in.
All right, and is there anything you want to say to all these new players coming into ABA MX?
Absolutely. I mean, and this is coming from Joe Newman, our CEO. On behalf of the ABA and ABA CEO, I'd like to welcome all of the players that are on the Zoom broadcast and participating in the first draft of ABA Mexico. Bobby Garcia has worked long and hard to make ABA Mexico a reality against some difficult obstacles, but he stuck with it, and as a result, he's finally able to launch ABA Mexico. Joe and I know that this is just the start of that ABA Mexico, and it will grow and expand quickly in the following years. The quality of basketball there is exceptional. There's some great talent there, so much so that we're considering including the champion of ABA Mexico in the ABA finals next season. So, you know, you got something to look forward to if you win the championship in ABA Mexico. This first season will not be easy because of COVID-19, and it's important that all of you follow health guidelines carefully and don't take any unnecessary chances, okay? We'll get through this, and life and basketball will be back to normal soon enough. So good luck to you all. Play hard, compete, show good sportsmanship, and enjoy yourselves. We're proud to have ABA Mexico as a part of the ABA family, and I just want to say good job to Bobby, and have a great draft.
Well, let's dive right back in. Round 3 of the ABA MX 2020 draft starting right now with Tecate choosing Richard Harper. Known for his high basketball IQ and sportsmanship, Richard Harper Jr. etched his name down for 14 all-time records while on the court at Marion Military Institute. The 6'4", 205-pound guard is no stranger to the ABA either, having played for the Birmingham Blitz in 2012 and 2013. Now the 33-year-old headed to Tecate. And the next Tucane we have coming up, that is going to Kenneth VIQUE. He's our second former Barclay College Bear to be drafted tonight. VIQUE is a combo guard standing 6'2" and weighing 190 pounds. He's got great ball handling skills, and he can knock down the three when you need it. He can also play defense, but I'm telling you, watch for him in the corner. He can really knock it down from there. The 25-year-old, originally from Arizona, headed down to the tip of Baja to play in Cabo San Lucas. Are you guys ready for round 4? Let's just keep going. Tecate is choosing Dallas Jones to begin round 4. He has represented America on the USA Select Euro Tour after his time on the court for the University of Southern Alabama. Dallas Jones has also played pro ball in Mexico and in the ABA as a member of the Alabama War Dogs. Now the 6'5", 210-pounder will play for Tecate as a guard and maybe sometimes as a small forward. The 28-year-old is celebrated for his ability to create scoring opportunities and for his tough D. Congratulations, Dallas. All right, next up, becoming a Tucane, DEVONSE Reed. Reed was the NAIA tournament MVP during his time at Mid-America Christian University, and the Tucanes are hoping he'll bring that winning attitude to the team. The 6'5", 200-pound shooting guard, known for having a balanced all-around game, is originally from Dallas, Texas, and I love this one. One of his attributes is listed as just putting the ball in the rim, and he does that very well. Who's next? Well, going to Tecate, Matthew Ragland. At 6 foot and nearly 170 pounds, Matthew Ragland played pro ball over in Spain before becoming part of Tecate's crew. He's a combo guard with good ball handling skills. He's smart, he can shoot, and he can also lead your defense. Plus, he's from Detroit, Michigan, which is pretty close to where I grew up. I'm just saying, he's probably awesome. All right, moving on to our 10th overall pick. That is KEON Evans. He's becoming a Tucane. Originally out of Buffalo, New York, Evans was a point and shooting guard in several Mexican b-ball leagues. Now he's officially a part of ABA MX. He's described as a great player on both ends of the court, particularly when it comes man to man. The 31-year-old is 6 feet tall and weighs about 175 pounds. And we are not done yet. The inaugural ABA MX 2020 draft will continue after the break.
I have been requested by many to tell just how I knocked out so many of my opponents.
He was the first available superstar.
Ashes Marcellus Clay was going to be Muhammad Ali.
I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
I'm the biggest in the sport, the biggest draw in the sport. Highest gross in one night. 2 fights, 250 million. You tell me who else gross revenue like that.
These companies have no idea what's coming. Global Sports Streaming will be the #1 broadcasting sports company in the world.
Welcome back to the ABA MX 2020 draft. I'm your host, Courtney Perna with Global Sports Streaming. We are halfway through the picks already. Let's kick it off again with the 11th overall pick going to Tecate, KAELON Gary. Originally from Kansas, Gary attended Central Christian College before playing for Wichita and Salina in the ABA. He's known for good defense. The combo guard stands 6'2" and weighs 185 pounds. At 29 years old, Tecate will benefit from Gary's high basketball IQ as well as his leadership. All right, Tucanes, they've got the #12 overall pick, and that is going to Jeffrey Moss. He's coming out of Murray State University. Moss played pro in El Salvador before becoming a Tucane just right now. And at 6'4" and 195 pounds, he can play shooting guard or small forward. Watch for him to defend the boards and not back down during one-on-one defense. All right, taking us into round 7. We've made it there already. Tecate is picking Gary Hollingsworth. Once part of the ABA's Atlanta Storm, he's headed to Tecate, where Hollingsworth will have no problem being the go-to guy if they need him. The 6'2" shooter is 180 pounds and 29 years old. He's fast, he can play defense, not to mention finish in the paint. Who's next? Well, it's Frank Scott. He's going to Tucanes. Playing for several teams out of California in the ABA, Scott is now a member of Tucanes, as I just mentioned. Standing 6'4" and 230 pounds, he's not likely to get pushed around out there. Scott has good vision for the pass, and he'll hit shots off the pick and pops. You better believe that. All right, we've made it to round 8. Kicking it off, George Sapp. He's coming out of William Patterson University. Sapp will now play in Tecate. He's an all-around athlete. This 5'9" point guard will be careful with the ball. He's got great ball handling skills, but he can also shoot and play defense. Before becoming tonight's 15th pick in the draft, Sapp played in the ABA for the Sharks and the Express out of New Jersey. All right, the next pick is ready if you guys are. It's D'Angelo Jackson. He's becoming a Tucane. Standing 6'4" and 210 pounds, D'Angelo Jackson has an uncanny ability to just make plays happen. Originally from Racine, Wisconsin, the combo guard can drive through the paint. The 24-year-old played college ball at Eastern Illinois and Northeastern State University. Congratulations on becoming part of the ABA MX. So, who else is joining the league? I just might have that answer. And it is, Tecate is picking KYMAINE Robinson. Round 9 is underway with KYMAINE Robinson at 24 years old. This Florida native played for the ABA in his home state before Tecate snatched him up here. He's fast, he's a slasher, and look for him to pull down those rebounds. I love a tough player like that. At 6'6", Robinson is the tallest player in this year's draft class, and fans in Tecate, you're gonna love getting a piece of those dunks. Up next, congratulations, Maurice White. He's becoming a Tucane. White's a point guard from Imperial Valley College, and he's your floor general, everyone. He uses his vision to make great passes, but he can shoot, and he's pretty solid on defense. White is 6'2", weighing in at 175 pounds, originally from the great state of Texas. All right, only 4 more picks to go after the break. I'm talking to the commish and getting a little bit more insight on this year's history-making season, and I'll bring in GSS founder Armando Moreno to talk about this awesome new partnership. That's next.
People just don't know what we go through. All the time away from family, hours of road work, fighting through the pain of training. We know people just don't understand how tough this life is. People ask me then, why do it? Simple. I want to be the best in boxing. Follow Best in Boxing on YouTube, where the future stars of boxing fight.
Ever. Streaming our favorite television shows and even our concerts and sporting events is more popular than ever, essential even, thanks of course to COVID-19. Lucky for us though, my next guest has been living in the digital age long before many of us, grinding as a pioneer in the sports streaming world for years in the form of GSS. Please welcome global sports streaming founder Armando Moreno, who's also my friend and my boss. Sir, you've been running around crazy back here. Are you sweating under that suit?
I am sweating.
Oh, you didn't even put your mic on. Gosh, my goodness. I gotta help you out here. You know I'm not gonna look at you.
It's okay. It's going to be good for right now. That's fine.
Right now. Well, let's just talk about the importance of streaming. Now, I remember when you told me like 7, 8 years ago about this online streaming thing, I was like, come on, is it really going to pick up? I mean, maybe if I can't watch my favorite show, I can watch it on a computer. But you really had the vision before it was even a thing.
Well, yeah, I remember having to explain what live streaming was to potential investors. So that's how far we've come now.
Yes.
Now that everyone's got a streaming device on their phone. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's just for in terms of athletics. You look at the ABA, you look at boxing, you look at mixed martial arts. Mm-hmm. There are so many athletes that don't get the opportunity because they're not at the top level, but they're working to get to the top level. So my viewpoint is that I can capture them as they're on the way up, so they can get the notoriety, use the social media tools, use the platforms in order to be able to bring exposure to athletes that they normally wouldn't get. So as an example, all the guys in the ABA, we're going to be broadcasting a game of the week to start off with, and that is exposure that you guys wouldn't normally get. Yeah. So we're going to be taking that. We're going to be doing in-depth stories on all the athletes, to bring exposure to them, to help them build their brands and be able to expand the sport of basketball, to expand sports streaming, to allow people from all over the world to be able to see sports.
Yeah, speaking from all over the world, let's bring in Roberto Garcia now, because this partnership between ABA and ABA-MX and here at GSS, it is a really important one. So can we bring him back in? There he is. So, Roberto, talk to me a little bit about this partnership and what it means to you to be able to have this new exposure for the team, the players, and the community.
Well, this is a huge step towards our development. As we know, in today's age, it's very important to...
Oh, we lost him. Okay.
Well, I can just ask you about it too, because I know that, what does this partnership mean to GSS? Because I know that we started a lot in boxing, best in boxing, but the company is global sports streaming. So we want to be global, and we want to be all sports, and it's so great to have this partnership with basketball now.
Yeah, Sergio Sotelo approached me. He's the marketing director for the ABA, and asked me to talk with Roberto about coming in and live streaming all of the games. What we initially wanted to do was do every single game, and obviously with the COVID delay, we weren't able to start until September 4th now. And so we're going to be covering the full season as well as the playoffs.
So exciting.
Coming up, yeah, it's really exciting for us. It's really exciting, I think, for the league itself, to be able to expand and be able to bring this expansion era of the ABA into people's homes and onto their devices.
And it looks like Roberto's back. Can we try to get him back up here? Gotta love technology, guys. He's getting back up here. So Roberto, we're bringing you back up now. So tell me what it means to you to have this partnership with us here at Global Sports Streaming.
So this is one of the biggest steps that we have taken as an association. Having a person behind the production like Mr. Armando Moreno, it's really amazing. the production quality, so to be able to stream games in people's houses, so people can watch in any country. It's huge because the exposure is ratings, and for us to be able to get sponsors and to be able to grow, that's one of the key foundations. And God is huge, you know. Thank you to Sergio Sotelo to put all this amazing partnership together. Sergio came into the ABA Mexico about 2 weeks ago as a marketing director, and he introduced me to Armando, and we have had a few late night conferences called, and wow, this really means a lot to the ABA, not just in Mexico, but in general, in the USA as well, because we're doing things professionally. We're not just building a small project. We actually, it's an ambitious project. We are here to develop our youth and our women as well. As you know, we're also launching our women's division, and at the same time, so for us to be able to produce quality events, it's a huge step. It's a huge step. It puts us in the high standards, and the players are going to get exclusive footage. Portfolio is gonna grow. People are gonna start embracing us more than ever, and it's all thanks to Armando and Sergio and especially you guys behind the scenes that nobody sees, right? The production team. We're really happy and we're blessed to be working with, and for us to have over 40 players in this draft. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. It's amazing.
I love what he just said, because a lot of people behind the scenes, you don't see how hard people work, and a lot of people like to be able to not share that, but I'm going to share that because Sergio, just from what I've seen and what he's done, I mean, he has a very small team around him, and to be able to put together a league and be able to do what he is doing right now is monumental. So as someone who has worked with very similar backgrounds in terms of the companies and the small structure of the companies, to understand all of the work that he puts in on a regular basis. I love working with people who are hard workers, and Sergio is one of these men that after a few conversations with him, I'm like, okay, I need to do business with Sergio, because Sergio is one of those guys that just, I know he has big goals, he has big dreams, and he's the type of person who's willing to work 24/7 to get it. And
not afraid to roll up your sleeves. I don't think any of you, the players and behind the scenes, are. Now, Roberto, let me ask you too about the league itself. I mean, the mission is so much more than basketball. We're really talking about developmental stages of basketball too, and really helping the community. So what does it mean for the players and the community that these teams are in to be able to have the ABA MX right there for them?
That's a very good question. You hit it right on the spot, Ms. Berna. And the development is key, because these players that are coming, they're going to be mentoring our kids. We have a junior ABA kids academy. So each of these players are going to be in charge of a few players themselves, teaching them their foundations, their principles, their techniques, their experience, guiding them through success. Because in Mexico, we really don't have any structure, and thanks to the Mexican Basketball Federation and some of the schools that are private, we are growing, but we also need help. And by us bringing these American players into our country, and for them to accept the development, I think that's really key to our success, because we see in 5 to 10 years now, we want to develop these kids to be able to qualify the Mexican national team to the Olympics, something that we have not done in a long time. So that's one of the missions. And what can I say? People like Cesar, okay, Cesar Martinez from Tecate, he owns the league, the local league. Rene Cortez represents Ademeva in Tecate. Both of these amazing people came in with the league to be able to open the team in Tecate, and they're on right now with us on the Zoom call. People like that is what we need to have to be able to grow. Okay, we have Juan Jose Gutierrez from the Coyotes of Tijuana. He's another entrepreneur. He's got other businesses, but he's also investing his money into basketball because he also wants to develop the Mexican community and the Mexican people. And our regional director Gustavo Soki from Rosarito, this guy was working with kids yesterday. I mean, he's got a son that should be a superstar, so he's always constantly working with the kids, putting the time in. And all these people, well, they never get recognized. Nobody sees what's happening until now, because now they're getting the opportunity to be a part of a franchise, own a team at a professional level, because we as an ABA Mexico family, we give those opportunities to these type of people, the ones that I've seen as a professional basketball player grow, and to me, it is very, very important to get those people involved, not anyone else. Those people that put their time in to get the reward, you know.
And it's so important for the kids to have someone to look up to. That is so cool.
People just don't know what we go through. All the time away from family, hours of road work, fighting through the pain of training. You know, people just don't understand how tough this life is. People ask me then, why do it? Simple. I want to be the best in boxing. Follow Best in Boxing on YouTube, where the future stars of boxing fight.
Welcome back. Are we ready to just get back into draft mode? I thought so. Kicking off round 10, going to Tecate, VONDELL Livingston Jr. He played at North Country Community College in upstate New York. He's a defense-first player, so look for him to get them boards. He's got those really long arms. But he can shoot too, plus he's young. At only 19 years old, he's actually the youngest player in the draft. Livingston is not afraid to get in there, to draw contact, and to risk his body for the game. I guess that goes along with being 19. You can do that when you're young. And of course, he will do that for Tecate this season. Moving on to the 20th overall pick in this inaugural ABA MX draft, Tucanes is going with Paul Muñoz Soriano. He's a former NAIA scholarship player. Soriano played a pro career in the Philippines before becoming a Tucane tonight. He's a combo guard with excellent passing and ball handling skills. Standing 6 feet tall, weighing 160 pounds, Soriano will also attack the basket, and he's not afraid to take outside shots either. All right, congratulations to everyone who's been chosen so far. We are in the home stretch, only one round to go. Here we go, Miguel Cardenas, congratulations. You will play in Tecate this season, but he also played in the NAIA in college and played pro in the Philippines as a small forward. The 27-year-old is 6'5" and weighs nearly 200 pounds. Cardenas is originally from Mexicali, so his new home court in Tecate will be pretty close to home. Congratulations to you, sir. Only one more pick to go, and that honor goes to Anthony Harper Jr. He's the newest member of Tucanes and playing out of Chi-Town, Illinois. He played college ball at Villanova, pro in Spain, and as an Illinois Bulldog for the ABA. He's 6'2", 175 pounds, and is known for being an all-around good passer, shooter, and defender. Congratulations to all our new ABA MX players. Congratulations to the teams. Are we ready to play yet? I know that I am certainly ready to get this season going. After the break, I'll break down the modified schedule. You don't want to miss it.
I have been requested by many to tell just how I knocked out so many of my opponents.
He was the first available superstar.
Ashes Marcellus Clay was going to be Muhammad Ali.
I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
I'm the biggest in the sport, the biggest draw in the sport. Highest gross in one night. You know, 2 fights, 250 million. You tell me who else gross revenue like that.
These companies have no idea what's coming.
Global Sports Streaming will be the #1 broadcasting sports company in the world.
Thank you for joining us for the inaugural ABA MX Draft. So October, that's when the 2020 season is slated to begin. And keep an eye out for the playoffs when all 8 teams will battle it out over one weekend. That's a lot of basketball. I hope you are ready. Then, of course, the last 2 teams standing will go head-to-head in the championship finals. For more information on this history-making season, you can click on abamx.com. And again, congratulations to all the players and teams. And thank you again for watching. I'm Courtney Perna for Global Sports Streaming. Good night.